Hello, everybody. Dale Dickerson, Coach Jason Russell. Coach, it is that time of year when football fans have been waiting since last whistle last year. All the exhibition games, jamborees, practices are over with. It's time for some football.
Yeah, for us, it never stops. We finish football season the next day. We're going in there. We have a meeting, and then the day after that, we're back in the weight room. We're back, running, getting ready to go for the next season. And, we've spent a lot of hours between the end of last season and the start of this season. So it's such a welcome thing to see football coming back around and actually getting a chance to go play other teams. And we're very excited about it.
Good. Let's talk a little bit about your coaching staff. I know you've had some changes, and you got a veteran coach that came in, and I think you got a familiar face that came back.
Yeah, I do. We're really excited. We're having as much fun coaching together as I've ever had with this staff, and start out with Don Yanowski, the guy you mentioned that's got a coaching veteran. He's got over 40 years of coaching experience. He has been a coordinator at Boston College. He's been a coordinator at LSU. He's been a coordinator at Minnesota. I mean, this guy has been literally everywhere. For the last 7 years, he's been up in the CFL as a coordinator, and his son is actually on staff with me as well. He's actually my defensive backs coach, and so he wanted to come back home and get a chance to work with his son, and so we've got probably the best defensive coordinator in the state now, and we're really excited about him. He's doing a great job explaining things to the kids, putting them in the right position. It takes time. I mean, it's going to, like everything else, it's not going to be an overnight fix, but our kids are getting coached up as good as anyone is, and we're making sure that they know what to do, and we just got to get them where they're comfortable with it and getting more reps at it, and the more game reps they get, the better they're going to be.
Good. Who was the coach that came back?
Yeah, Matt Montgomery. He was at one point he was our middle school head coach, and now he is back. He kind of got out of coaching for a little bit, had to move, and then ended up getting out of coaching. He's got back in coaching now. He's coaching our wide receivers.
Okay.
Doing a fantastic job with those guys. He's sharp. He's got good temperament with the kids, and man, I tell you what, I can't say enough about him. And then we've got a running backs and H-back coach, Samaj Williams, who's coming to us from the Delta, and he's doing a great job with our kids, and man, what a terrific fit he's been with the chemistry in our staff, and a lot of fun. We've got a younger guy on staff that's coaching our defensive line, in Jake Ressler, and a lot of people will recognize that name. He's a Center Hill graduate, so he's local here from Olive Branch, and so he's excited to be here and be back in a familiar area, and he's doing a great job. I tell you, we had a kid that's working on getting himself in shape. He kind of came back, he's battling some things, kind of came back, and I get a report the other day that Coach Ressler stayed an extra hour after practice without me saying anything to him, and is out there running with the kid and working out with the kid to get the kid back in shape. I think our whole staff is really that kind of guy right now. I mean, I don't have to say a whole lot about what I need them to do. I just look over, and if there's a need, they're already kind of working on it, and what a relief for me. And for our kids, just they're getting things done in a timely manner, and it's going to help us be a better football team.
Good. All right. Every year we say that we lost some really good players last year, and those are holes that be filled. So let's start off with on our offensive side, what we got coming back.
Well, I'm excited about our offensive side. At the quarterback position, you start there. We've got two guys that are battling out, at the position. We've got Dominic Puppa, who's a senior, who's done a great job. He is very, very good at knowing where to put the football, very accurate passer, and he is really smart. He's doing a great job at the quarterback position. And we've got an extremely talented freshman that's battling with him, and the two of them are splitting reps right now. And Thomas Hefner is doing a great job, came to us he was at private school last year and is now at OB, and he is, man, I'm telling you, he has got a live arm. He can run the football. He can do a lot of things, and so he's going to be an exciting kid to watch and watch him come up in our program. He's getting playing time because both those guys deserve it, and so we're making sure we find a way to to get both of them on the field. Go moving down to the offensive line. We've got some seniors on that offensive line that are doing a fantastic job. Of course, Michael Pride was the commercial appeal Dandy Dozen offensive lineman. So
Right.
I mean, he's everything you want in an O lineman: big, strong, fast. Great kid, straight A student, all the things that you want in a player. We've got our right guard, Justin Griffin, and who is as strong as anyone in the state. I mean, literally won the state championship in the 275-pound weight class. He latches onto folks. He can move them. He can move them fast, and he runs well. He does all kinds of things well, and just a really great kid. So I'm excited about Justin. And then at right tackle, we got Ja'Carrius Anderson, who's started for us last year and has moved over to the tackle spot as a senior. And man, his pass sets are looking really, really good, and he's getting used to that position, but he's doing a great job of that. Very much of a vocal leader on our team as well. Out at the receiver position, we got a couple seniors that are kind of leading the way right now with Deuce Shannon out at our ex-receiver. 6'4", 200-pound receiver. Got a chance to go up and make plays, be physical with the defensive backs. We've also got Jay Wells, and we're playing Jay a little bit everywhere right now, whether it be a slot receiver or outside receiver. Jay's fast. He ran a 4.5 this summer. He's got a chance to beat people over the top. And then we've got a couple of slots that are really that are playing a bunch, and really Jay and Ja'Cory Nolan and Jeremy Salisbury have all been really rotating as starters and all doing a great job. And they excited about that group. Of course, running back, we've got we got Kylan Rhodes. Kylan Rhodes is really, really special. He is a home run hitter. At any time he touches the football, he can take it to the house. 4.4 speed running back who runs violent. And he catches the ball out of the backfield. And we're going to do a lot where we can send him out of the backfield, and it just puts stress on the defense. He's got a couple nice backups as well with Kenny Smith and Brandon Perry. Both those guys rotating in behind him that are doing a great job there as well. So, offensively, we've got some weapons. We got some things to work with, and we're excited about it. We need to stay healthy. That's kind of what hurt us last year offensively. Kylan got injured and really changed the complexion of us offensively, and we kind of had to figure out who we were and we need to stay healthy. Our H-back spot, we've got a couple H's that are battling it out for the starting position, and Corey Nelson and Lincoln Manning. And so excited about our offense.
Okay. All right, defense. I know you got a new number 0, Tyler Leggett. First year to have a 0 on the field for Olive Branch.
Well, look, I'm not just crazy about 0 personally, but the kids get excited about it, and it's an incentive for them. And we don't just give 1, and now that we have 0, we don't just give 0. And so what we did is we made it something the kids get a chance to earn by their play and their behavior and doing things the right way and working hard, getting ready to go. And Tyler, we felt like we voted as a coaching staff. It was unanimous that he deserved to be that number 0. And so I'm excited about that for him. First one in program history. He's our starting safety. He's a really good tackler from the secondary position, and does a really good job of that. Forgot to mention Kylan Rhodes is going to be wearing 1 this year on offense too. So, but Leggett does a great job there. We got Tywan Hill at the other safety who's doing a good job there, playing safety for us. 2 corners, we got KK Rayford at 1 corner, Markevius Walker at the other corner. Both guys are really do a great job in coverage. Of course, KK is one of the fastest guys in the county for sure. And so he can roll. I've clocked him in the 4.3s and with a laser. So this kid is really fast. And Markevius does a phenomenal job playing the ball in the air at the other corner. So excited about those 2 kids. From the linebacker position, we have Ethan Sanders. Is our Mike linebacker. He's doing a really good job. Ethan started for us last year, gained weight, got bigger, stronger. Excited about what he's able to do stopping the run in there. We got Caleb McCool in there as well as an inside linebacker. He's our jack inside the linebacker. And Caleb's a hard-hitting kid and physical in there. And then we've got our Sam linebacker, Nehemiah Shields, and he does a lot for us off the edge. I mean, he's the guy that we put into, pass coverage at times. He's a guy that can come down into the box. He does all kinds of stuff. So that's a tough position, and Nehemiah's a real talented kid. On the other side, the other outside linebacker is Braden Johnson. And I just love that kid. I love that kid. He is tough-nosed, hard-nosed, does everything the right way, great effort, does everything we want him to do, and he's getting a chance to play that outside linebacker over there. Defensive line-wise, we've got Big Braylon Warren is back. He was a freshman last year and started for us, and I thought
he's a big one.
Yeah, I thought he was impressive. Now this year he's back. He's squatting over 500 pounds now, so he's getting into that upper echelon strong, and he's more experienced, and he's our nose guard. He's 6'3", 290. It's a big kid. And we got TJ Hall playing one defensive end, and then we're kind of rotating some guys at the other side. Tommy Calicut has come out and is playing football. He just played basketball last year. Finally convinced him to get out there and put some cleats on.
He's a big guy too, and got good feet.
Yeah, so he's learning, but he does a good job coming off the ball. Isaiah Carter also in that position is a senior who's doing a really good job for us. John Harris also doing a really good job there at that position. So we've got a little bit of depth there. Not a lot, but a little bit of depth. With those defensive linemen able to rotate in, I feel really good about those guys, and I'm excited about what they're able to do. And we're not going to be the biggest team on the field. And we'll see that again this year, just like we saw it last year. We have done. We feed the kids every day. I can't tell you how many times we fed the children this year. We give them. Our booster club has really stepped up, and they have a protein popsicle literally every day they walk out of there. So they get protein and calories and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I mean, we feed them like crazy, but we're just not huge humans. Yeah. So we're going to have to win with speed. We're going to have to be an attack-style defense and really running to the football. I think that's something that you'll see that is a staple of what coaches bring into the defense is them flying to the football. And that's that's how we're going to win football games over there.
Okay. We can talk about the schedule a little bit. Our schedule, if I'm not mistaken, is the exact same as last year, except all the locations are flipped.
That is correct, yes. Yep, we didn't change anything with the schedule. Nobody dropped or anything like that. So same exact schedule. We got week 1. This week we got ECS. Last year was at home, so this year is at ECS on Friday. And excited about those guys. They're a good football team. They're a much improved football team. I think from watching them on film from last year, very very well coached, very disciplined, right where they need to be. Offensively they do some things that are going to be difficult to deal with. For our defense, and then defensively, they don't beat themselves. They're in the right spot. They keep things in front of them, and they're going to make you earn everything you get. So, those kind of things, we just need to minimize mistakes, errors, and all of that.
Yeah. Our non-conference schedule is the same. We play in Lewisburg, Center Hill, Cleveland Central, some of those schools that we played last year, especially the ones here locally that touch us, our borders. So.
Yeah, that was important to me making the schedule out. Some people did get upset because we didn't have some of the traditional rivalries, but we're not in conference anymore. It's difficult. We have to be able to schedule. A lot of those teams have to be played in non-conference, and there's only so many games to go around. Yeah. So we've got to fill those now. And for people that have followed our program for a long time, there's some rivalries that aren't on the schedule, but for our kids right now, the rivalries versus Center Hill and Lewisburg are extremely big. DeSoto Central, because now all of those newer schools all touch us geographically, and so they're a lot closer to those kids, and so those rivalries are a little bit more heated in current day than
Yeah.
they were, this just, as things change and as the county has changed, those rivalries for our kids are really, really heated.
Yeah.
And you know that from every Center Hill
Yes.
game. We play basketball, football. I mean, it's extremely heated. Why? Because we're literally smushed right up against each other.
We are, and you're right. The rivalry that is as intense as it was for Hernando or South Haven back in the 70s and 80s, because these kids not only live close to each other, a lot of them are kin to each other.
That's right.
So
That's
I mean,
right.
it becomes family bragging rights and some of these things. So it's intense rivalry now, just as intense as it was before.
No doubt it is. No doubt it is. And so we're excited about those things. We'll make sure we get those games in for the kids, for the community. And there's so many people that their kids go to Center Hill, their kids go to Lewisburg, their kids go to DeSoto Central, that they're OB grads. They went through school here. They still live in the community. In some of those communities that they live in, they may even live in the same house. But that house is now going to a different school. Right. At one point, Olive Branch, of course, was one of the largest schools in the state with right around 2,000 students. Well, now those schools, a lot of them have 2,000 students, and we're down under 1,000 students. So we're not the same size as the teams we play. You look at DeSoto Central last count, they were over 2,300 students. Last year we were at 1,100 students. Way more than twice the number of kids. So that's a different landscape. People need to realize that is a difference in the town. But we're going to go out there. We're going to compete. We've scheduled those games because we want tough competition going into our district. We have a very difficult district, really good teams. In fact, the two teams that played for the North Half both came from our district last year. So you look at it, we got to get ready. We're going to have to play some tough competition, down the stretch in conference. So we better have some tough competition here in the non-conference schedule as well.
Yeah, like you were talking about, our district is as tough as any district probably in the state.
Yeah.
for 6A.
Yeah.
And you were talking about the school sizes. I think that was one of the better things that Mississippi has done for their athletic programs, is to go to that 7A and kind of level out the playing field, because it wasn't just the 7A and 6A schools. When you got into the smaller schools, there were even bigger differences in some of those schools. So
Definitely.
It's helped athletics all the way up and down the line.
That's right. When you look at it and you put into perspective that there is literally an entire 6A school, more children to choose from than our 6A school, like that puts it in perspective. That is a lot of children extra that they have to find, better size, better whatever it is. I mean, that's a lot more to pull from, and it does make a difference now.
All right, let's see. What is game time Friday night?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
Yep.
Okay, are all the games going to be at 7 this year?
Now, the state reserves the right to change that depending on heat-related type stuff and everything, but as of right now, everything is set for 7 o'clock throughout the entire season.
All right, so we'll be at ECS Friday night, 7 o'clock. OBTV will be there broadcasting live, so if you can't make it, tune in and watch us, but we love to see people in the seats. Olive Branch has always traveled very well. We have a good crowd no matter where we go, so we'd like to see a big crowd there Friday night. But if you can't, tune in, and we'll be back next Monday with some highlights and
Sounds
insights into the game.
Absolutely.
Thank y'all for tuning in today. Goodbye, everybody.